But my point is this is a guy that is traveled, that has a certain degree of celebrity, that can attract women, not being homo here or whatever. He seems like a reasonably attractive guy. There's nothing wrong with him. And if he is choosing to be with the younger girls, like, that ain't changing. That's his taste. Now, that's R. Kelly territory. That's Michael Jackson territory.
It is if there's multiple.
That's what that is.
No, but Josh Giddey of OKC Thunder. He's a young, up-and-coming forward, a guard, whatever you want to call him. I got cussed out because I called Jimmy Butler a guard, so you have to be careful.
Who cussed you out over that?
You have to be careful about these things. Some guys, they take these positions very serious. So I don't know. Whatever.
Modern basketball is positionless.
Yeah, I know.
What dinosaur are you arguing with?
I don't know, man. But Josh Giddey, this upcoming guard / forward here, and he's getting into some trouble here where. If you've been under a rock where he's been with the underage guy, I'm going to play this quick video here. Then we're going to talk about it here.
Is Josh Giddey Karl Malone 2.0? This is how Josh Giddey potentially ruined his career. Josh Giddey is an Australian NBA player drafted in 2021. He has had a promising career, becoming the youngest player to record a triple-double, only being 19. Recent allegations suggest he has had a relationship with a 15-year-old girl while he was 19 at the time. Was she lying about her age? Remember, these are still allegations.
Right, so there you go. That's a quick snapshot of what's going on with Josh Giddey. Now, it's been whispers and then rumors and then conversations about it, and the NBA initially said they were going to look into it, and now the newest update is that the police is finally going to investigate Josh here and see exactly what happened and what was going on.
Yeah.
Do you want to? I have a take on this that's multifolded. Do you have something that you
my
read?
take is he's potentially the R. Kelly of the NBA with 10% of the talent.
Josh is good, man. He's not R. Kelly
Come
type
on.
of. I know, but he's good.
All right.
I'll say 25%.
I'm not going higher than 12.5.
Listen, man.
What is your layered take on Josh Giddey's
off-court my layered take
desires?
Number one, I don't know. Shoot me in the head. I just don't think it's that bad.
Really?
I don't think it's that bad. You got 15, almost 16, okay, and then you have a 19-year-old. A couple of things. Essentially, they could be in the same high school at the same time, okay?
But we know weren't.
We're talking 3 or 4 years difference.
But he was in Australia and she's in Southern California.
We're talking 3 or 4 years. I'm just saying, essentially, they could be in high school at the same time. This is the time difference, the age difference we're talking about here, and maybe he didn't know. Even if he did know, it's bad, but it's not like the worst thing in the world. He's a couple of years older. I mean, he's a young guy. I don't think this is not like pedophilia. It's not. I don't think it reaches that level. I mean, he's a young guy. He's a teenager, for God's sake, and he's just with another he's with a younger person. I know it's bad. It's bad, but it's not terrible. And hold on,
okay.
Really quick here, because the second part of that is because you got all these people on social media. Oh, they throw away and lock the key for Ja Morant and these guys, and it's because he's white, and I think that's so crazy to me also, because I just don't think it's that bad. So that's why I don't believe extreme measures has been taken. Will he be suspended? Probably so. He probably will be suspended. There probably will be some sort of fine, or I don't know if any jail time will come of this, but there will be some penalty, and there should be some penalty. But there's not going to be anything of extreme measure taken. I don't think it should be.
Okay. I do believe that if this is a sexual relationship, that it is pedophilia. I believe that. I do think that this is disturbing.
You think it's the level of disturbing?
If there were sexual relations involved, if that's the case, and I mean, if it's something, again, I don't want to speculate too much because it is an allegation. But let's just say that this is some sort of like just general friendship, mentorship that has evolved between these two people, and there's absolutely no sexual or intimate component to it. Let's just hypothetically, it's allegations, let's say that. No problem at all. But if this is any way sexual, it's 100% pedophilia. If she's 15 years old and you're 19, that's a huge gap. Like just developmentally, mentally, all that stuff. And especially when you're Josh Giddey and you're 19 years old, but you've like been playing professional basketball like in Australia before you ever got to the USA. You're moving in NBA circles for the last 2 years.
Well, that's the next. That's the next piece of it, though.
But like
he's from Australia. That's what they do. The legal no, it's not a joke. The legal age is 15, 16.
We know it was 16 and 17. We looked it up.
16.
Before the show.
That's who knows? Maybe her birthday is the next day.
But
like
they also
16.
They also said that, you know, and again contextually, and I think that there's a big gap here because of like the way Josh has lived, like being in a professional environment from 19 or from 18 probably. That's different than like a guy who's like in high school together with.
Listen, when they say that, that means if you're 40 or 50 years old, you can be with a 16-year-old. That's what that means. So like that's their culture. That's what they grew up on. And also there's a couple of places here, I believe. And I don't want to get that muddled because I have to Google and everything. But we know for sure there are many places in Australia where 16 is that age limit, right? Is the age whatever. And so, with that being said, we have to give this man you got to give him a little break. I don't think it's pedophilia or disturbing if that's what he grew up on, his culture, where he's from, and things like that.
You can't excuse that. If you grow up in a racist household, are we supposed to?
No, that's not the
same.
That's not the same. That's not the same.
How?
Because we're talking about something that is a law, a passed law by your government. Like,
slavery was legal.
Hold on. I was going to say, if we're talking, 1900s, early 1900s, and you grew up in a racist household and you can own slaves, yes, that is okay. That is okay if you grew up 3, 4, 5 years old and you grew up in that environment and it is still legal. Like, I don't blame those kids growing up to be racist. That's what they grew up to be, and it was legal at that time. But that is a good comparison.
But what do we know about Josh Giddey's upbringing? We know that there's a law that says you people can have intimacy.
That's it. That's enough to know.
That's not.
That's enough to know.
That's not. Because, like, personally, I'm not comfortable in a society with 30 and 40-year-old dudes banging out 16 and 17-year-olds.
But that's what's happening over there.
And it's happening here too.
Maybe.
It's happening, but it's happening here too.
I don't want to say
no, I don't think that it happens with great regularity.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not cool. Like
right.
That's the thing. Fuck the law. Like, I don't care what the law is. There are things that transcend the law and that are right and wrong. And I'm telling you, if I'm like at the mall and like there's a guy my age or your age and they're walking around with a clearly 16, 15-year-old girl.
This
is not
disturbing.
what we want.
Right. Now,
like
and listen, and I'm not saying what I am saying is bad and it is wrong. I want to make sure that's clear. What I'm saying, I don't think it reaches the level of pedophilia or disturbing. That's my.
But see, here's where I'm going with this, and why I think it is a huge problem, because if this is Josh Giddey's taste. If he is drawn to these younger, right on the fringe line girls, and again, this is not like a sheltered dude, and this is all he's ever known.
He's 18, 19 years old.
He's also
what else is he supposed to like?
He's traveled the world. Like, he has some experience.
That doesn't matter.
He has access to other women.
He does, but all women. He has access to all of the 16, 17, 18.
What my point is this is a guy that is traveled, that has a certain degree of celebrity, that can attract women. Not being homo here or whatever. He seems like a reasonably attractive guy. There's nothing wrong with him. And if he is choosing to be with the younger girls, Like, that ain't changing. That's his taste.
Now,
that's R. Kelly territory. That's Michael Jackson
It is
territory.
if there's multiple.
That's what that is.
Like, and maybe, and who knows? Maybe this is like, you know how this happens. It happens where there's one case, and then sometimes a door opens.
Ask
and
Giddey.
then, yeah. And then who knows? Yeah. Now, if that's the case, I'm with you. I will change. New information will change my take and my.
But to me,
But
I say
one girl.
To me, I say be prepared for that, because that's what this.
It's on the
feels
table.
like.
It's on the table.
That's what it feels like.
But at the moment, one girl, like, who knows, like you said, who knows how this situation came about, how they met, what's been going on, how long they've been talking, if they even having sex, we don't even know that. So who knows, right? If it's one girl, come on, man.
Everybody's got to have a first.
Yeah, I
agree.
agree.
A serial killer's got to kill a first person.
I agree. If the door opens, I'm with you.
Yeah, and to me, I really think that's.
But let's go with what we know now. If it's one girl, you still reach the pedophilia disturbing level.
Yeah. Based on who he is and what we do know about his life experience.
Yeah.
I mean, again, there's 18 and 19-year-old guys that have never left their hometown.
Yeah.
But this is a guy that's played pro basketball in his country, traveled extensively, plays and lives in a whole nother country. Like, he's had access to women. He's been in situations. And
do we know if he played 1 year of
choosing.
college ball, or did he?
No, he came from Australia.
Over there?
Came from Australia, yeah. And was playing, pro level ball over there. Yeah. So, like, he's been probably. And this is weird too, because maybe this, I don't even know but it's not necessarily sexual. But he's actually been, like, in the presence of probably older men, like, playing grown man basketball since he was probably 15 or 16.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to draw a correlation between playing basketball with grown-ups and then going the other way with young girls. But I just, this is very disturbing, because the fact that this is where he's at, really strongly suggests that this is a taste of his, and it's not a taste that's acceptable to me in society. That's it. I mean, again, to me, the only safe place in this is if they look into it and it's not sexual at all, and it's just some sort of, funky friendship, but just platonic and whatever. But if it's anything more than that, I honestly, get rid of the guy. Because people don't rehab from that.
Pink is not. It's not.
You don't.
It's not to that degree.
It's not to that degree.
You can't
now.
compare that. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't like. We don't. Come on, man. We don't know. Like, we don't know if he's screwing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10,
but
20 of these girls.
If that, dude,
like, I'm just talking about if it really is just this one girl.
But how? That's not likely.
But what if it is? What is your take?
What
there?
If we win the lottery?
No, that's a crazy comparison.
No,
that's not what we're talking about.
That's not it. That's not crazy.
We can't pin this guy to be screwing all of these fucking young girls. To compare that to winning the lottery, that's not a shot. Listen.
If he has a sexual interest in a 15 or 16-year-old girl, that is what he's into. And he's going to be into that when he's 25. He's going to be into that when he's 35. He's going to be into that right before his funeral.
I know you because human behavior would tell you that. But there are anomalies. And I think this guy can be one. I don't know him. I've never heard him in an interview.
I believe in John.
I don't know.
I guess so.
I don't know.
You're a man of great.
There has to be some hope for humanity. This has to be one hope for humanity.
It's not found in OKC.
Don't let me down, Josh.
He already has.
Do not let me down.
He already has. Dude, yeah. This is highly disturbing.
We'll find out. The NBA didn't find much out, but the police, I'm sure they will. The NBA doesn't.
They're not always the most competent guys. Your faith may be misplaced.
They're not always the most competent
guys. I mean, good grief, man.
Yeah, but
there's plenty of unsolved homicides that they're still looking around.
What TMZ have solved
we have whole TV shows committed to their incompetence.
Well, if TMZ finds more, then we'll find out.
We trust that Harvey guy in the TMZ show. Trusted him. I've got faith in that guy.
He'll find it.
Not the league. Not the police.
If there's something there, he'll find it. I'm sure. I am sure. All right, let's move along here. Let's go.
But
to,
I
go ahead.
want
You
to
got something
circle
else?
back to something though, because there is, like you alluded to, like kind of the race element in this.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like this has brought embarrassment to the league. At the end of the day, this has raised questions about Josh Giddey's character. And at the end of the day, if sexual translations transpired, it has harmed a person. It has harmed a minor in a serious and irreparable way.
Mm-hmm.
So I completely think a suspension would be appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps a suspension longer than John Morant. Now, John Morant's judge, and I'm still on board that John Morant should have been suspended for a whole season.
Me too.
And I stand on that. And I'm not falling back from that when I say this. But if there was some real substance to these allegations, he should be a year or more. And there should not be any grace because he's white and whatever. Because this is actually, if true, more horrible than John Morant's shitty judgment. Because he didn't fire.
No one was armed.
Yeah.
No one was harmed.
Yeah.
He did pull a gun on an underage kid. Though.
Pulled a gun, yeah. And that's why season suspension is why I'm very comfortable with that. And again, I'm most comfortable
But I
with
think this is worse,
with
like
the
you said.
idea that and my big rationale for the season long suspension was you got to take basketball away and let this man, almost make this man find himself.
Yeah.
Because his current path wasn't the right one.